Nepal is extremely rich in terms of freshwater sources. Sources of fresh water are plentiful here, but interestingly, many villages and most of the cities suffer from perennial shortage of drinking water. The main reasons for this problem are the lack of people's participation in the conservation of water sources and the stakeholders' negligence towards the sustainable use of fresh water. Due to the lack of feeling of ownership of the water sources on the part of people living near the sources, and these people's various activities are leading to gradual destruction of the sources. But the very people who are dependent on those water sources face the direct impact of the destruction of the sources. Something similar happened in Charikot of Dolakha district. The relationship between the users of Suspa community forest, where there is a water source, and the officials of the Charikot drinking water and sanitation organization was always hostile. But now that hostility is gradually disappearing after the process to certify the forest and ecosystem services was started in collaboration with NSAP and the Federation of Community Forestry Users Nepal. The following things were done in the course of certifying the forest and ecosystem services. Hydrological services that were available in the watershed area were mapped and measured. Free and pre-informed consent was received at the community level. Internal discussions were held at the community level, and the community's capacity to measure the flow and quality of water was enhanced. Interactions were held between the water users and those involved in protecting the water sources, and relationship was established between the two. The statute and operational plan of the Community Forest Users Group were revised in line with the Forest Stewardship Council's standards on sustainable forest and ecosystem services, and the revised statute and operational plan were approved by the District Forest Office. Technical assistance and facilitation for protecting and managing the water sources were provided. An ecosystem services payment system was set up whereby the Shushpa and Charnavati community forest, which provide catchment services, would receive payments from Charikot Drinking Water and Sanitation Organization, which supplies drinking water in Charikot. Facilitation for ensuring that the payments received for ecosystem services are properly utilized. After several rounds of discussions and meetings, the water users in Charikot are prepared to pay some extra money for the water if the water source management and water supply are sustainable. The FSC certification of ecosystem services in a watershed area ensure that all the services available in that area are sustainable. However, after the certification of the ecosystem services, the forest user groups and local residents need to follow certain rules. This certification work was started only after all the stakeholders agreed to work for protection and sustainable development of the forest. The water users pay monthly fees in return for the clean drinking water. The users of Suspa Community Forest protect the water sources that supply around 100,000 liters of water to Charikot daily, while the Charikot residents pay a monthly fee of ₹10 per water tap. This payment is for protection and sustainable management of the water sources.
तल्लो तटीय जनताले पानी उपभोग गरे बापत र त्यो स्रोत व्यवस्थापन गर्दै बापत केही न केही शुल्कहरू दिने प्रणालीको विकास गरिदिँदा हामी र उनीहरूको बीचमा समझदारी कायम भएको छ।
मुहानहरूलाई संरक्षण गर्न, वृक्षारोपण गर्नको लागि, पानी उपलब्ध हुने खालको बिरुवाहरू रोप्नलाई त्यस्तो व्यवस्था गर्नको लागि पनि खर्च गरेको छ सर।
With the establishment of the payment system for the drinking water by following the FSC certification standards, the conflict between the water source protectors and the water users has ended. Works on protection and sustainable management of water sources have started at the initiative of community forest user groups. The sustainable use of forest resources has helped in the livelihoods of local residents. Also, the amount and quality of water has increased.